happens, right? 3 people were killed this weekend. A truck ran into this timber pub. One man was trapped inside and the other one was dead. And then last week they ran into here and 2 people died. So 3 people in 1 week. Strange, huh? Oh my. Anyway. Oh, look at how cute. The big... I turn this around. Yeah, can you believe that? 3 people died. Just a day apart. One was a truck with 2 men riding 6 o'clock in the morning, and they hit the timber tavern, ran into it. Oh. And then a few days later, somebody ran into the nail salon, and 2 people were killed in that. So 3 people killed in 1 week. Downtown boring. Anyway, we're headed to the trauma center, Providence Hospital Trauma Center, where I'm going to see broken neck. Oh, every little bump is painful. I wish Larry would drive a little bit slower. Yeah, look at this stop sign. It's beginning to look like fall. Is there anybody here? Say hello. I got my broken neck gear on. I look awful. I feel awful. Anyway. What a rainy day. Typical Portland. They say if you can see the top of Mount Hood, which is that way. If you can see, if you can't see the top of Mount Hood, that means it's raining. But if you can see the top of Mount Hood, that means it's gonna rain. One time there was a guy bent here with a gun pointed at the cars. That was terrifying. Yeah, but it was a cop doing something. And then 2 people were killed right here at this corner, Larry. You know where we always turn left? Yeah, that was kind of scary. Anyway, I fell and broke my neck. I was sitting, we have a real, because of my spinal stenosis, I can't sit down on a regular toilet. So Larry got me a really soft, cushy toilet. And because of my Crohn's disease, I have jungleria too much, and I don't like getting up in the middle of the night and having an accident. And I had been doing my freeze-dried strawberries. I was having trouble with the unit, and I spent quite a bit of time. Isn't that a beautiful house there? It's beautiful inside too. I've been in there. But I have been up for 20 hours. Look at all those apples. Oh, we have some apples. Oh, those are good apples. Yeah, how many apples we have? 6 or 8 apples. So, can you leave a like? Subscribe. I'll tell you about my broken neck. Anyway, I was sitting on the toilet, and I had been awake for 20 hours, and I was just exhausted. And I didn't have any medication in me, like some people have suggested that I was doing the opioid nod. Not true, because I have cut back on them and I'm almost completely off of them. So, not what people, or one person was thinking, that I had the opioid nod and that's how I fell off the seat. That's not true. I kind of went forward and then that toilet tipped, and I had dozed because I had 20 hours awake. I wasn't taking care of myself, and I went flying forward and hit the shower door, which was partway open, and it went in between my legs and it wedged me up against the wall, snapping my neck. And I couldn't get up off the floor. It's a good thing, because my neck was broken. I could have damaged myself worse. And I was trying to call 911 on my Apple Watch. It was supposed to record the fall and call 911, but the battery died, so I couldn't call anybody. I didn't know what to do. And my husband, Larry, had COVID. He had a high fever. And he was staying over in the guest house, which is 400 feet away from the main house. So he couldn't hear me scream if I had to. And he was sick, and he puts a pillow over his head, so he couldn't hear me. And of course, we're out in the country, so neighbors can't hear me either. So we're really worried about going downtown Portland because of the protesters there. But there's no way I cannot miss this appointment, because I have to have x-rays and see what's going on. So I hope I can get this brace off. This brace is supposed to be right here, and it stretches my neck muscles and it hurts. Ew. So anyway, I was laying on the floor crying. I didn't know what I was going to do. I needed help. And I was wedged completely with my head snapped back. I couldn't put my chin to chest, or my head was completely wedged in firm against the wall. And I laid there and I just cried. I said, God, help me. What am I going to do? There's nobody to help me. My husband will find me in the morning dead. And I had hit the wall with my arm, so that was all bloody. I was bleeding. There was blood all over the floor and all over the wall. It was just a superficial wound, nothing bad. So then Trader Joe's, are they open? Oh, I hope they're open. Finally get Trader Joe's here in Oregon, in our Gresham area. So I laid there and just cried and cried and cried. And I don't know whether I was there half hour, but it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And my Apple Watch was completely dead. Couldn't call anybody. So my cell phone was on the dresser in the next room. But I thought, hey, I wonder if I can call Hey Siri. call da 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 da, the emergency number, and it heard me, and it dialed the paramedics, and I told him I was in the next room. There was nobody around for several acres. I was alone on the floor, and that I'd stamped my neck, and I was worried about being paralyzed. So I said, the only door that's open is my back door. So you can come up through the back deck and around the swim spa. I was worried they would fall in the swim spa, but it's closed. But anyway, it was about 15 minutes. The paramedics finally got there because we're out in the Tules, out in the middle of nowhere. And anyway, they found me on the floor, and they says, we can't lift you safely. I don't know what we're gonna do. So they had 3 guys lift me up. I'm not Porky Pig, but I'm not Olive Oil. 3 of them were very carefully unwedged me and pulled me out of the corner, put me on a gurney, and took me to the ER, where they discovered my neck was indeed broken. So I stayed in the trauma center for a week, and I was running a fever. Of course, I figured I had COVID because my husband had COVID. I'd spent some time with him. Look at these trees are starting to turn colors. Ugly cell tower. So I kept saying, give me a COVID test. And I had my own COVID test with me, and I had set out on my tray. And I asked the nurse, would you give me a COVID test? I think I have COVID. And she says, no, you don't. You don't have a fever. I said, yeah, I have a fever. It's 101. She says, that's not really a fever. That's just because you've been in bed. I said, no. So I asked 6 nurses, and they refused to help me take a COVID test. So they said, we need to transfer you to a specialized rehab facility that deals with traumatic injuries, broken necks, broken backs, and whatever. So as soon as I got there, I says, hey, I've been having a fever and I worry that I have COVID. Can you test me for COVID? Boy, all heck broke loose. So they had taken me to a bed, to my bed, and I was wheeled past one woman. Just because I was wheeled past her, she went into isolation for 10 days after they confirmed that I did have COVID. In fact, yeah, I had COVID. So I was put in isolation for 10 days. That means they had to gown up, mask up, glove up, shoe up, and everything anytime they came into my room. So it was a hard ordeal for them. So it wasn't fun. I finally got to go home. I was there, 2 weeks? So I hadn't been home in a month and a half, 6 weeks. So my dear husband said he would take care of me, huh? And he's taking good care of me. Ugh. Oh, bouncy. Anyway, I'm gonna see if there's any protesters. I will go live as we get closer to the trauma center where they said there's nothing going on downtown Portland. That's what our mayor, Tina Kotek, yeah, they call her Tiny Koteks. Anyway, she said there's nothing going on downtown. Absolutely nothing. And then the site said, no, it's a war zone. But when you look at the video, the pictures prove what's going on. And we were a little bit scared. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I will be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Pray for me. I'm really worried. What if my neck didn't heal right? Then I'll have to have surgery and a halo. I don't want a halo. If you have a halo, it's what, 12 weeks? That's where they drill into your head and hold your head still. That'd be fun, huh? Anyway, I do have a little bit of funny feeling in my hand. Numbness and tingling and paralysis. Not paralysis, but... Oh, yeah, and I stretched my artery. I don't know what that means. That's kind of scary. But the doctor on TikTok, and my TikTok channel is the same as this one. I show the doctor, the trauma doctor, who explains where my neck is broken. I could not believe it. Wow. Unbelievable. Crazy how things can happen. Your life can change overnight. And I've seen a few people that had the same type of accident who are paralyzed. And I am very blessed to have not been paralyzed. This is Gresham. Hate this area. And there's yeah, the rain. This is the Columbia River Gorge, which the Columbia River goes through. And it gets icy and windy here in the winter. And sometimes the trucks, when I-84 is closed, the trucks are all stopped at the truck stop. Look at the yellow. Blackberries and some red. I love the fall colors. Target. I-84. So I think they've poisoned those blackberries. They poison spray. But those hills that you see over there, that's in Washington, Washougal. But there's no way of going across the river unless you go across the Glen Jackson Bridge. So we're going to get on the freeway and then go I-84 to I-5 to the Glen, past the Glen back to Jackson Bridge. But anyway, the water's right up there, big Columbia River. So thank you for stopping by. I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Oh, I can't read any.
Anybody there?
Yeah. A couple of people. Oh, thank you, Will. And I can't read the other person. Thank you for praying for me. And beach bum, hey, beach bum. I wish I had my bum on a beach. Anyway, God bless you. How do you turn this thing off? You want to stop sharing?